Hey y'all, how are you? I came back again to talk to you about groceries or the lack thereof. I went to my Walmart 2 days ago and, well, 3 days ago, and there was plenty of stuff. And so I was excited about that. Every time I go, I make sure I pick up at least one can. Sometimes I pick up 10 things, sometimes it's just one thing, but I never go to the store without picking up one prep item at least to put up, even if I only have a little bit of money. Something, a dollar item, $10 item, something. I put it on the shelves. So, anyway, 2 days later, I went back to Walmart for something, I don't know, dinner or something, and I was shocked because there wasn't anything. When I went to the meat department, they were low of meat. I went to the other edge where the sausage and all that kind of stuff is, and it was totally gone. Everything was empty. So over to where the beans are and the canned goods, it was getting wiped out. Um, just everything. It wasn't just a little hole here, a little hole there. So I saw one of the Walmart guys who had one of the little ordering machines, and I asked him, "Hey, what's going on here? Is something happened that I don't know about?" And he said, "Well, the problem is it's an ordering issue right now. We live in Missouri, so at least in our area, it's an ordering issue." He said that they are not allowed to order until on their little counting machine, um, till it says that they don't have any or they have one. So if it shows, he said sometimes it'll show there's 12, but there's really none on the shelf. And so that's a big issue, and that's why we're having a problem here getting groceries. I did check with my son who lives also in Missouri but in another area, and he said their store was completely stocked. I checked with friends and family down in Texas, and they said their stuff is completely stocked. So I'm not sure. I guess it's hit and miss wherever you are. So we're trying to stay prepped up here. Also, let's see, winter clothes. Are you getting them? Are you getting them now? Because y'all in Texas remember what happened. That wasn't supposed to happen. It's not supposed to be cold down there. So are y'all getting some coveralls, or some long johns, or something like that? Getting them stored up. We know it'll be cold up here in Missouri. Hopefully it won't be as cold as it was last year. But we're going to go get this week or next week some of the insulated coveralls and get them put up. Going to get the firewood, all of that kind of stuff, and put it up just in case we need it to cook if power and gas or whatever happens, grid goes down. Those things. If something like that happens, we do have wood to cook. I do have all the pots and those kind of things to cook outside, so we'll be good there. Um, so firewood is on the list, even though it's July. I want to go ahead and get everything now so we're not scrambling for it later. I encourage you to do that as well. Also, storing up a little bit of water. The other day here, people say, "Oh, these crazy things aren't going to happen," but guess what? Yes, it does. I was at work. They had a power. No, they didn't have a power. They had a water main bust, and one whole side of town was out without water most of the day. So if you have water stored, you'd have been fine. We were fine. We had water, and it didn't affect our side of town. The other side it did affect, and they were on a boil water order for a couple days after the water came back on. So it does not have to be a gigantic disaster for you to need preps in your house. Speaking of disasters, today we had a horrible disaster in our town. Um, the west side of our historic square caught on fire. We don't live very far from that, within a quarter mile of it. I could see it from my house, actually. Several businesses caught on fire. They were a total loss. People say, "Why do you need a bug out bag?" We thought we were going to have to evacuate, and we could have got out going the back way without going back into town. But if we didn't have stuff already ready, we'd have been scrambling a little bit to how we were going to get out of here. Did we have food to take? Where were we going? All of that. And since We have prepared ahead. We know where we would have went, and we have bags ready and food ready and all of that, so we could contribute or just have it with us as we go, and a little cash on hand to get out of here. So it doesn't always have to be a huge disaster as far as nationwide or a lockdown or anything like that. It could just be something out of the blue. That fire should not, something that we never thought would happen, and it did. And we didn't even know it happened. There was actually an explosion in one of the buildings, and as I said, it was a total loss and a big loss for our little bitty town. So, things to think about. Um, Always be prepared, get your stuff ready, get ready for winter, even though it's July. Best time to start preparing because everybody else is not there at the beach, but you could get your firewood. So, anyway, just wanted to check in with you, talk to you a little bit about that, and I'll talk to you in the next video, which will be coming up. I got some other things to talk to you about. So, much love, everybody.